Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday, which means it's time for a review show special. This is where I take a particular trick, a particular product that's been created by a particular creator or a particular company, and I do a deep dive on that product. And today I'm going to be talking about one of the most anticipated trick releases of 2022. I'm going to be talking about what was, for many people, the highlight of the 2022 Blackpool Magic Convention, and that is the Coffee Cups and Beans project by Adam Wilber and Vulpine Creations. Now, if you don't know what this is, what rock have you been living under for the last X amount of years? This is something that Adam has been working on actively for probably about 12 or 13 years. And it's finally come to fruition. He was showing these things off at the Blackpool Magic Convention. And I remember speaking to Roddy McGee, who is, for me, one of the most creative magicians out there. Roddy is just ridiculous. His brain works in a really weird way. And I mean that with so much respect. And I remember him just turning around to anybody who'll listen and go, "Man, that's the trick of the convention." And I remember going up to Adam and saying, "You know what? You could win a competition with these things." For me, and I've openly talked about this on the Magic podcast, and I've talked about this on other videos as well. For me, we're done when it comes to Cups and Balls being released. I can't see how another company can release a Cups and Balls project with this much content and as unique as this and really bring anything new to the table. This is, for me, the quintessential Cups and Balls project. Now, full disclaimer, when several months ago now, many months ago, Adam asked me to play around with these cups. He sent me a set of cups. Adam and his business partner at Vulpine, Felix, they sent me a set of these Cups and Balls, and they said, "Hey, we'd love you to play around with them. Can you please put a routine together with them?" And then shortly after that, when they saw Ryland, they said, "Could Ryland perform a routine with them as well? Does he have his own Cups and Balls routine?" So, full disclosure, I'm actually on this project, and Ryland is actually on this project, but I'm going to be completely honest about what I think about it. I'm going to be honest, I love them. I've been playing around with them a lot longer than most people. I love them, and I love the attention to detail on them, but I do want to tell you, I'm going to be completely honest and open with everything that I tell you. So, we're going to start off this review show special with an interview with Adam Wilber. I had a chance to sit down and have a chat with Adam about the Cups and Balls. It was very, very interesting because he actually went into a lot more detail than I thought he would. And he actually talked about the problems that they had bringing the Cups and Balls set to market. And it almost didn't exist. There was almost a time when this project wasn't even going to be around, which is kind of really interesting. So let's talk to Adam about that first of all. I'm going to play the Adam Wilber interview. Then after that, I'm going to bring it back into the studio and we're going to give it a full review. So I am here with the biggest name in Magic right now, along with Felix's business partner. Vulpine are everywhere. Coffee Cups and Beans is the new thing that everyone's talking about. It took over at Blackpool. It's taken over the internet. Every single Magic dealer is sold out. Murphys are raving about it. Man, you must be high as a kite, right, Adam?
Yes, that's an understatement. I mean, hot air balloon, it's a space type thing. Yeah, it's been a really amazing journey so far, for sure.
Well, you know what? I want to say congratulations, first of all. I want to find out all about this stuff. I was lucky enough to get my hands on this set way before anyone else. So I know the quality. I know how good it is. But I need to find out off you, where did this come from? Because I was speaking to Lloyd, and he said to me that this is something that you've been working on for as long back as he knew you. What's the origin behind this set of cups?
Yeah, it was 10 to 12 years ago at this point. I knew I wanted something different. I wrote this sort of keynote speech. It was a very rough, I wouldn't even call it a keynote speech. It was sort of a attempt at a motivational speech, if you will, way before I was doing any speaking. And a lot of the topic was this idea of coffee and magic are the two things that I always have the best conversations with people over. So in my life, if it's a great conversation or hey, you should sit down and let's meet over some coffee, or magic, right? There was always these connections. And at that point is when I was like, oh my gosh, why not the Cups and Balls with coffee? It's so fitting. And I knew at that point I wanted it. So then I went, well, there'd have to be something special. Like how could you, and pretty quickly thought, get all the beans to explode out of a cup. And before I even had the cups, I knew the method. I was like, oh, in my head, here's an easy method. Magnetize something into the cup and have this little sliding thing. That would work. But then it was this like 10-year journey to find the right cups. And, you know, with the cups and balls, there's so many little specifics, like the top of the cup has to be recessed. And if it isn't, you're giving up a lot. The cups have to stack. You have to have usually a wider base here. I mean, there's just so many little things that make a good cup for the sleight of hand we need. And it was just 12 years, 11 years of just playing, printing out different size beans, and one thing would work, but then I had a whole set with these little espresso cups that were awesome, but it was so lackluster because you could only get like a handful of beans. So at the very end, it was like, oh, that's cute, but it wasn't the grass, you know, the surprise I was looking for. So it was just this long thing that I always knew would come out, but I knew it was so lofty. It was kind of like, well, when it works out, it'll work out. And then as we started Vulpine, I showed Felix and he was like, yeah, we have to do that. But before we could ever do that, we'd have to sell a bunch of product first, get a brand established, let people know that they can trust the brand, and build up some revenue to fund something as gargantuous as this set. And because we knew we'd have to do everything, we'd tool everything. There's no pre-made cups that we could find. There's no, like, everything in the kit had to be made specifically from scratch, which, you know, you manufacture. That means tooling, which means taking metal, huge chunks of metal, and making a mold out of it for each individual part. So each load insert has a tooling, each cup has a tooling. I mean, every part of it, each bean, and that adds up really quickly. So that, you know, prolonged the project even longer. Then COVID hit and the price went up over 2/3 of our original quote price after our tooling was paid. So it's our fault, right? We probably should have had a contract signed where the prices were, but that's not really how this works when you're working with the vendors in China. And it was like, great, here's the price on 1,000 units, and here's all the tooling. So we figured out how to, you know, we did grandfather's top and in case of emergency, and took all that profit and put it into the tooling. And then we thought, okay, and we have this to go into production. Tooling takes 3 months or so. At the end of the 3 months, tooling's done. We get a production sample. Few things had to be fixed those, and then said, great, let's go. Our vendor came back and said, oh, so sorry. There's been price increases because of the work shortage, and it went up 2/3. So now we're in a position where we can either back out and be like, fuck you, dude. You know, no. But we were already invested tens and tens of thousands of dollars in tooling. So it's like, that was one of the moments where we were kind of like, all right, man, maybe this isn't it for us. Like, time to throw in the towel, you know. And then luckily Murphy stepped in and helped fund the first order, and it came through. And the original price we wanted to sell it for was $200. After everything that we couldn't do that. So we went to $250, and honestly, anyone who has the kit has been like, you're still crazy. It
I actually, because I've had the kit for a while, when I saw the price at $250, I thought that was too cheap, to be perfectly honest, with everything that you get. Like, I actually was like, wow, they've come in quite cheap on this. I was expecting it to be maybe $350. So I mean, $250 is an amazing price for everything.
A lot of people say $350. I mean, we've had people say there's cups and ball sets on the market for $500. Granted, they're silver, so yes, you know, of course they're the more elegant. But what we wanted was a set that was going to last, that was cool, different, unique, innovative, but also you're not just getting the set, right? It's like you're getting the set and 7.5 hours of teaching on the cups and balls. So the definitive set, right? If you walk into a magic shop and say, I want to learn the cups and balls, this kit will give you something that you will learn and do it with. And I think we would help, like, you know, from people like you and Tom and everybody else, Perseus. I think we killed that. You know, I think that's absolutely what we gave them.
I want to talk about that, because here's the thing. And I said this to somebody the other day that was asking me about the cups. I said, in all honesty, I think that the gate has now been shut. I don't think anybody can bring out a cups and balls set now because there is nothing that they can add to what you've done. You've got all the innovation, you've got the quality, you've got everything. But then you talk about the 7.5 hours, you've got that. It would have been very easy for you to half-ass this and go, you know what, here's these beautiful cups, here's this amazing loading system, here's everything, and here's a half an hour tutorial. And nobody would dish you about that because they're still receiving an incredible quality product. But it tells everybody who's watching this so much about you and Felix and Vulpine when you consider it's a 7.5 hour project. You didn't need to do that, and you didn't need to reach out to the people that you did to get them involved in that project. And my respect level for you when I found that out went absolutely through the roof. Like,
well, thank you. I mean, honestly, our goal is to make the magic company we wish existed, right? And our goal is that nobody could ever buy something from Vulpine and feel like they didn't get their money's worth, right? So when they get the gaff lighter for $29 and go, okay, so I get it, it's some stickers, and then they get it and they go, holy shit, there's 3.5 hours of tutorial on here. There's 12, like, it's always the sort of like undersell, over deliver is the goal. And at $250, I think it'd be really hard. I guess if you just got the kit with a $30 or a 30-minute tutorial on a basic routine, you could be like, yep, $250, cool. But it would lose that sort of like, the kit is dope. And dude, there's more to learn on here than I've ever, like, that's what we're going for every product. And it's sort of, again, there are companies that do that, right? L&L used to do that. You'd buy an L&L set of DVDs and you'd be like, well, that's my next 4 months because all I have to do is study this. It's so well done. I want that same feeling, right? Like that same, like, if you see something on Vulpine and the trailer is something you think you do, then you can just buy it and be comfortable knowing, okay, cool, it's there, it's good. And you know, I think that's our mission, and I think we're leaving that as our North Star. And so far, I'm very confident and proud that we've sort of stayed on track with that.
You really have. 100%. Let's very quickly talk about the props. So you got the 3 coffee cups, which are virtually indestructible. They look like normal coffee cups. They feel like normal coffee cups. They are virtually indestructible. You can drop them on the floor. They are not going to shatter, which makes them perfect.
I will say, the first thing you see in the tutorial is me saying, look, these are very tough, but don't drop them. Be careful. In the trailer, we dropped them, I think it's 35 or 37 times, 1 cup in a row from a countertop height, about 5 feet or so, right? Just off the counter, 35 or 37 times. On the 35th time, it broke, it cracked. And it's like, okay. Then at my house, when I'm practicing, my cat knocked my tray over and all 3 cups fell. Well, one of the cups fell exactly right here and broke the handle off. So it's not as if they are indestructible, but yes, they're made to be beat the hell. Like if you drop it, you don't have to go, oh shit, it's glass. And that's the whole point.
If does happen, Adam, can people get replacements from Vulpine? If somebody said to you, hey man, my handle's broken off my cup, are they able to get, because I know that's a big deal for a lot of people.
This is going to sound silly, but all that we ask is that, because we don't have them made in like 200 extra cups, so we have to break the sets open. So we just, if someone really breaks it, we're just going to ask them to send us a photo of it broken, and then, you know, it won't be free, but it won't be expensive either. It'll be the cost of what it costs. But no, we don't have them as refills, but obviously if someone breaks one, we're not going to, they can't use it then, right? So then it's not like, oh, you're shit out of luck. And we also, on the new order that we just ordered, have ordered a bunch of extra beans and shimmed beans as well. A lot of people have been asking, hey, I lose my shim bean all the time, or my shimmed chop cup thing. So we will have those as extras, and we will have at some point potentially just a chop cup set. So a single cup, some load. So that might be later on, but for now, again, if someone does break a cup, then they can reach us directly and we'll work with them on, we just need to see that they broke the cup for real, and then send them, you know, a new one for cost or whatever.
And all 3 of the cups are chopped And that's not because you've got routines with 3 chopped cups, although you have. The reason is for your, and this is one of the big things about this, you've got a really innovative loading system. So that after you've finished making whatever you want to make appear, you then have an explosion of beans, and then you have a final liquid load, which is incredible. And it's so simple. It's like you just take the cups and you go back and you're done and they're there. And I remember speaking to Roddy McGee at Blackpool, and he was just walking around, like, this is Roddy we're talking about. He was walking around Blackpool in a bit of a stupor going, these cups are amazing. Like, I've never seen anything like them before. Like, he was just blown away as everyone saw them. That loading system, man, that's the icing on the cake. How good?
Well, I mean, that's the thing that sort of was quick when I was like 10 years ago, was that idea. I was like, oh, I know this will work. In my head, oh, simple. The rest is easy. The cups and everything else we can get is easy. Then you find out, no, the loading system's the easy part. It's all the other little stuff. So here, let's see if I can do this. Can you see that?
I can, yeah.
Okay. So this is the final load insert, right? This is off, and there's arms and everything supplied, but basically you have a holdout, okay? A holdout underneath. So as they see their final load here, which is obviously a surprise moment in the routine, they think it's a normal size bean. So this would be out of line of sight, but for demo, you go here, you sort of pause, and then all it is, because all of them are chopped and they've all got magnets, all it is just a light touch, and that's going to lock into place. So now I'm very freely holding it. I can lift it up and put it down. When you want, you twist it or push and engage, and then you've got your whatever will fit in here. The only limitation is the strength of those magnets, right? Those 3 magnets hold the plate in. So you can't, for instance, put something like $1 worth of pennies in there, because that's going to be too heavy for these magnets to hold. But anything, so imagine this is full of coffee beans, regular roasted coffee beans. That's about the weight you can get away with storing in here. So, you know, the liquid load is the same idea. It's just got a very special design inside. I got that idea when I first got a set from Booma. There's a really cool miniature set of cups and balls, these silver ones. I bought them for like $350 at a convention, and I saw they're just miniature though. So the liquid load that came out was like a half of a shot that you'd get out of it. But it was this idea of like a lotta bowl almost that holds the liquid in there. And right then I was like, that on a bigger scale, tweaked a little bit so I could put more liquid in it. Game over. That's the conclusion for the coffee cups and beans. I never, like, a liquid load was always the idea, but I was also playing around with the final load being this sculpture that I'd seen where there's a coffee cup up here and liquid splashing, and that liquid is what's holding the coffee cup up. So it's like a little sculpture. And I wanted to end the routine with a cup and lift up. And as I lifted up, this like 2-foot sculpture came out from under the cup. And that was the original idea. I couldn't make it. I couldn't get there. I tried a million things. And as I was playing with it, I saw Booma's set and I was like, nope, liquid final load. That's it. 2 explosions in the liquid. So yeah, I'm just over the moon with how it came out. And I can't wait people will get these and put their creativity on top of it. And, you know, that's the fun part, is people blowing me away with
it. Somebody's going to win a competition with these things. Somebody is going to win a competition with these things. This has got a competition act written all over it, but at the same time, it's practical and it's real world, which is just, you rarely see that. It's one or the other. This is both.
My goal is, because I've got some secret performances and different loads and stuff that, you know, I'm keeping to myself for now. But the goal is the next FISM, not the one coming up, to enter it and enter with these. I'd love to win close up would be cool, but I really would love to win the innovation. I just found out they had an innovation category at FISM. And I mean, that would be a dream come true for me. Like, more so than, I don't think there's another award that I would be more proud of than an innovation award from FISM, you know. So fingers crossed, we'll see.
Awesome. And let's just very quickly, before I bring them back to the studio and do the review, let's just very quickly just talk about the tutorial. So 7.5 hours, which is insane, and that's going from somebody who regularly does tutorials of like 4 or 5 hours. 7.5 hours is nuts.
Or 7 or 8 or 9. I saw Invisible, dude.
Man. But on this thing, so first of all, you and Felix go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, and you go through your chop cup handling, you go through a couple of different a beginner, a sort of an intermediate, and an advanced chop cup cups and balls routine. You go through absolutely everything, moves, sequences, like
Yep.
you cover the lot, right? Like just you cover everything.
As far as what's in my routine, yeah. Like I don't do a Vernon Juan spin, so that's not in there. And obviously the cups and balls is such a mammoth topic. It's not everything. Every single thing you'd need to know in my full routine that I'll be doing at the Magic Castle, I go through great detail of all of that. Beginner, basically no palming. Then intermediate introduces a little bit of palming and one of the final flash loads. And then the advanced incorporates everything. And they're sort of meant to build on, like learn the beginner, and then that sort of segues into intermediate, and then that segues into advanced. And then, yeah, everything you need to know from the false transfers and everything I use in my routine taught in extreme detail. And then that's just like the beginning of the course, right? Then it's like, okay, we got the basic moves and stuff. Now what?
Well, now you go into the people that you've got as part of this project, which is ridiculous. You've got Michael O'Brien. You've got one of my favorite performers, Perseus Acromanis, who is incredible. You know, you've got Tom Wright. I mean, the list of names, I was watching them, and it's a who's who of performers, real world performers. So cool. And they perform their routine, they break it down, and obviously everyone has a different approach. I mean, it's
drastically different. That was the goal, that they were drastically different performers, right? So Jonas from Belgium is 17 and outrageously creative and artistic. Matthew from New York, he's a in the trenches working out of New York worker. He does a sit down routine with it. Real world out there in every venue you can worker. Ryland, right? Very into magic, but very green into magic because he's 9 years old. So it's like there's a 9-year-old kid entertaining a group of adults, and you learn that routine from him. Then you've got Tom Wright, who is, if you know, he's just, he kills it, right? Like Michael O'Brien, again, drastically different style. So the goal was, you may not like mine, you might hate Craig's, you might like Tom's, or you're definitely gonna love Perseus, or you might hate there's such a wide variety that it's like that World's Greatest Magic series. They'd always have like 7-8 performers, because we all know it's a good routine and a good whatever, but you might not like A or B, so here's 8 to pick from, and that's really what we were going for. And I'm over the moon with what got submitted. When you ask people, it's always like, yeah, everyone's busy, and now it's working professionals that I'm asking a favor for, and yeah, I'll get it to you, and then they start coming in, and it's just like, whoa, this is cooler than I ever could have imagined, man.
And Ryland was so excited to be asked to be part of this project, like genuinely, because he's been doing the cup and ball since he was 3. And honestly, when I told him you wanted him on there, he went up to his bedroom and jumped up and down so much he almost broke his neck.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So
and if anyone is watching this, has not gotten the kit yet, do so and just watch Ryland. But watch him perform first, but then watch the adults and watch how he just handles them. Like, it's so, when Craig sent it to me, yeah, man, I got emotional. Definitely got emotional. I was like, the fact that these little cups and like 12 years of my life are in the hands of a 9-year-old who's making genuine belly laughs from these adults. Like, that's what it's about, dude. It was so awesome. Really, really awesome.
And you know what? One thing to add about that before I wrap this up, both myself and Ryland, I mean, Ryland did a 2-cup routine. I did a 3-cup routine. Neither one of us used the flash load system.
Yep.
And that's something to understand. I've had people say to me, oh, I don't think I could do this because I haven't got a place where I can set that up. I'm in the trenches. I do restaurant. You don't need to use that. yeah, use it when you have the opportunity to use it. But if you haven't got the opportunity to use it, just take the cups, and you've still got a killer set that opens up so many opportunities, because they're all chopped and it's a totally different a concept to anything else out there. I think it's important for people to realize, just because you've got this super innovative system, you don't always have to use it.
And there's two comments I've seen, everything positive, and then two comments, but they were both the same, so you got to pay attention. The beans are a bit sexual looking in nature. I wouldn't be comfortable using them.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I get it, but that's exactly what a coffee bean looks like. But sure, you don't have to use them. Use baseballs, right? Use, like, one comment on our trailer on the YouTube channel. It always tickles me when people take the time out to just be negative, right? But whatever. It was like, oh, amazing, amazing, amazing. I'll say it though. Clearly these are props because there aren't coffee beans like that, and blah, blah, blah. And why wouldn't you just use crumpled up paper? And in my head, I'm like, you go for it. Crumple up some paper, man. Like, use whatever you want. The point is that you're getting cups that don't look like silver goblets. So if you want something truly organic, then don't use balls or beans, use creamers or use whatever. Like, a very little bit of creativity and imagination, the sky's the limit. But you're not limited to using the beans. If you don't think the beans work for the style because they don't fit this generic relatable object, great, then use anything else that you want, right? The point is, if it's magnetized, it'll stick because they're chopped cups. Other than that, the sky's the limit, right? Get creative with it.
Absolutely. Man, you've knocked it out the park. I'm going to take it back into a review now, but before I do, I have to ask you, I know you well enough, and I know Felix well enough to know that you ain't resting on your laurels. Are we going to be seeing more cool stuff from Vulpine this year?
Yes, very soon, actually. So, well, anyone going to the sessions, we'll see you there. We'll put it that way. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, that's a nice little teaser. Exciting stuff, man. You are knocking it out the park. I want to congratulate you. And I think I want everyone to know, before I wrap this up and take it back into the studio, you ship worldwide, and yeah, every magic dealer's got it, and that's awesome. And you can buy it from your favorite magic dealer, and that's not a problem. But you can get it from Vulpine as well, and that
with
that
$100 worth of free magic.
With
if you buy from us, you get Gaff Lighter Project for free, Professional Magician 101 for free, and Conjuring Cards for free. It's about $120 of magic for free, just as a thank you for buying it from us directly. Absolutely.
So there you go. If you're going to buy it, I really would suggest going directly for Vulpine. I really would. So, Adam, see that you've got a thumbs up going on there. I can see you're busy. I'm going to leave you to that.
I was asking if she can have chips. Yeah.
Well, of course you can, right? Exactly. I'm going to leave you to it. But, man, thank you so much. I'm going to pull this back into the studio and give it a full review. Adam, you guys are amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you again. I really appreciate your support. Both of us do. And thank you to everyone watching.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much to Adam Wilber for finding time to come on Magic TV. It's always a pleasure when he's on here, and he gives his time so freely. So thank you very much, Adam. Now let's talk about what you get with these cups and balls. So first of all, you get a set of cups and you get a set of beans. So what they are, they're coffee cups. And I don't want to go into this into too much detail because obviously in the interview, Adam has gone through this already. But you get 3 coffee cups. And these things do look like coffee cups, but they are specially created to work as a magic cup for the cups and balls. But you would think that they're normal coffee cups. Each one of them is chopped. So each one of them is magnetic. So you can use just one of them as a chop cup routine. You can use 2 root cups. You can use 3 cups, and they come with beans. They come with little beans. I say little, they're bigger than your normal coffee bean. And the whole idea is that you have these beans go underneath the cups and you do whatever cups and balls routine you want to do. You also get, and you get 4 regular beans and you get 1 chopped bean. And what that allows you to do is that allows you to go through so many different concepts and so many different routines. You also get 3 regular beans as well. You get 3 giant beans, for final loads. Now, as well as all of that, you also get Adam's really innovative final load system. And what that is basically is these are 3 holdouts that you can attach to any close-up pad and you can put down into any position, and it basically holds out 2 bean explosions and 1 final liquid load. So at the end of Adam's routine, you can make all the big beans appear, and then you can have 2 coffee bean explosions, and then you can finish off by making coffee appear. And the way that those are loaded in are absolutely genius. They really are. It's such a great way of actually doing that. And I know a lot of people that have bought the coffee cups and beans just because they want access to that loading system. It's beautiful. It really is. So you've got that. So you've got all of that, and that's all included in the kit. Now, the real value, and one of the real values in this, is the tutorials. So first of all, Adam goes through everything with his routine with a fine-tooth comb. He talks about a chop cup routine. He talks about a beginner, an immediate, intermediate, and an advanced routine that covers pretty much everything. And the beginner routine is really beginner. Like, you don't need any sleight of hand, you don't need any palming, and you can still do a decent routine using these cups. And then that progresses on to eventually the advanced routine, which obviously is where Adam goes through everything with a fine-tooth comb. He's then invited other people onto the project as well to talk about their routines. And, people like Perseus and Michael O'Brien, some of the best cups and balls workers in the world, are sharing their routines on this as well. And that's part of the real value, because when you watch the project and you see Adam do it, you might go, well, you know what, that's pretty good. I like Adam's routine there. But then you see this routine and that routine and the other routine. And when you start learning the sleights and the moves, you can put them together. So Ryland's routine on there is a 2-cup routine, and he uses 3 beans, one of which is chopped. So although he's not doing a chopped cup, he is using a chopped bean in conjunction with a 2-cup routine. In fact, I'm going to give you a little bit of an exclusive now, and I'm going to play you Ryland's routine with the cups and balls. So this is Ryland's routine that you can actually learn. He teaches it himself on the cups and balls set. This is the routine that Ryland has been performing since probably the age of 4. He's been doing cups and balls since the age of 3. He's been performing. And remember, Ryland's only 9 years old, okay? And I'm a bit biased because I'm his dad, but he's got his own residency. He performs weekly at a residency. He does cups and balls as part of his residency every single week. He's been performing on stage. He's been performing everywhere since the age of 4. He performs every chance he gets. So although he's only 9, he's had a lot of flight time. I want to show you this performance. It'll give you an idea of what the cups look like. It'll give you an idea of what you can do with them, because as I say, Ryland's just using 2 cups, and that's the beautiful thing. When you get these, you might go, okay, I'm just going to use 2 cups. I'm going to use 3 cups. I'm going to use 1 cup. It's totally up to you. In this case, Ryland's using 2 cups. So let's have a look at that, and I'll show you Ryland's performance.
I've got 2 cups here.
Right.
That's the first one. That's the second one. It's empty.
Yes.
Look, I take the spoon. I've got a spoon here. It's no ordinary spoon. It's a magic spoon. It's called a magic spoon because it's a spoon and it's magic. I think that's pretty simple.
What else could it be?
Look,
Very
this
self-explanatory.
This is
The Idiot's Guide to Magic. Wait, what?
right there. Now, usually when you've got 2 cups, a spoon and a coffee bean, you're making coffee. But I'm not. I'm making magic.
Oh.
Look, I just take the bean. I put it in the hand and it goes.
What?
It goes right under there, right under the cup.
What?
Look, what I have to do is take this one, I tap, I'll make it go under this one this time.
Okay.
It's gone. It's already gone under there.
How are you doing this?
I'll tell you how.
Whoa.
I'll tell you how it works. If you don't tell anyone,
Literally just.
I just snap it in half, just like that.
I don't get it. Alright, carry on. Just checking.
I take the first one, put it in the hand, I tap, and it goes. Where's it go?
But where?
It's a magic spoon.
Well, look, I just tap. I've already told you where it goes. I said it goes under.
Oh, watching his hands the whole time.
Just got
Put
schooled.
it in the cup. I take the second one, put it in the cup. I tap and I tap. Look, I've slowed it down for you.
Oh, come on.
I'll make it 20 times harder for myself by putting this one in the pocket.
Okay.
Now I take the second one, put that one in the pocket.
Yeah.
Look, I grab the spoon, I tap and I tap. I do nothing but tap. There's that one. It's the first one. And there's the second one. It's just a normal cup.
I don't get
It's
it.
just a normal cup. Okay, look. I'll move this because there's 4 things and you only got 2 eyes. Look. I put the first one in the cup. I grab it. I tap. It's not gone yet. That's vanished. And now it's under there. So I just put it in the hand. You can clearly see it's in the hand. And I just tap and it goes. It's going to go under there. Gone.
What the hell?
I put it in the cup. I'll grab it one more time. I'll put it 20 times harder by putting it in the pocket. And do you know what? It's going to go under. Look, it's there.
I don't get that one.
Look,
That's the
I
point.
put these 2 in the pockets.
In
They're
the pocket.
clearly going into the pockets. But I'll make them come back 20 times bigger. 20 times bigger.
20 times
Tap.
bigger.
I tap. Look, there's the first one. There's the second one. 20 times bigger. I understand where those 2 come from, but I don't understand where that one comes from.
So there you go. That's Ryland's performance. If you like that, you can learn it on the project, along with Perseus's and myself and everyone else. And I think this is a cliched line, and I hate using this line, but it's the best way to describe it. This set is only limited by your imagination. And what I mean by that is you are given all of the tools. You are given the best set of cups that you'll ever see. You've been given some amazing quality props. You've been given some fantastic routines by some amazing magicians. It allows you to put your own stamp on the cups and balls. And genuinely, I've been using cups and balls since I was probably 18, 19 years old. And I've done cups and balls in stage shows. I've done them in close-up shows. I've done them table hopping. I've done them in virtual shows, kids shows, every single environment you can possibly imagine. I've used the cups and balls in. And they're great. But you know what? When you bring out the coffee cups and beans cups, I know there's going to be some people out there going, well, do you really need them? Why not just use a normal set of cups and balls? And you can use a normal set of cups and balls. But to be honest with you, the cups that you get with the cups and beans are so much better. And you don't have to use beans. You can use pulled up pieces of paper. You can use sugar packets. You can use anything that you want to. The sky really is the limit. In fact, you know what? I'm going to play one more performance for you. This is a performance of me performing my version of the cups and balls from the project, and I call it the Irish cups and balls. And the reason I call it the Irish cups and balls is because I make 3 bottles of Baileys appear at the end. And originally I was making them appear underneath the cups, but it's so much better making them appear the way that you're about to see. And the reason I'm playing this for you is because I want you to understand that both my routine and Ryland's routine don't use the final loads. Now, Ryland actually does use the bean explosion when he's in an environment where he can use it. So not in a restaurant, but if he was doing a stage show, for example, or a parlor show and he had an audience in front of him, he'll have those coffee cups and beans final loads set up to be able to do the coffee bean explosion. Absolutely, 100%. But you don't need to. And that's the point that I want to make out to you. Don't think that you don't want to get this just because you can't perform it. You throw a couple of cups in your pocket and a couple of beans and you're good to go. You really are. So this is my version of it. It's called the Coffee Cups and Beans. I'm going to show you the full performance of this right now. I'm here with Reagan. How you doing, Reagan? You okay? That's the girliest handshake in the world. I'm also here with Matt. How you doing, buddy? You okay? Sorry, somebody outgirled you. But we're going to do a trick. We're going to do a trick with 3 coffee cups. You guys like coffee, don't you?
Yeah.
We're going to do a trick with 3 coffee cups. That's coffee cup number 1. That's coffee cup number 2. This one here is coffee cup number
3.
Well done. Good job. Thanks. Now, as well as that, we need one of these. This is a spoon, because when you think about coffee, you think about a spoon. You need a magic spoon to do this. Let me show you why. If I take this spoon and tap the back of my hand, that's the signal for the magic to happen. That's when I make a coffee bean appear. Because when you think magic, you think coffee beans. Right? Anyway, all good things come. All good things come in 3. So if I tap my hand again, I get a second coffee bean. That's coffee bean number 2. This is the magic one. This is the one where I tap it, it vanishes, it penetrates through the cup to the table below. You need to catch up with this stuff. It's kind of weird. The last one is right there at the end of the thing. Can you see it right now? Yeah. If you pull, it comes off. I mean, it's you look confused. Examine it. Check it out. Make sure it's okay. Oh, it's vanished again. How did that happen? Don't worry, if I take the spoon, watch the spoon. You take the spoon, you squeeze, it turns back into the... Yeah, the spoon's over there, Reagan. Try and catch up. Anyway, now we've got 3 beans, we've got 3 cups. We can do the trick. This is an incredible trick. It's absolutely amazing. I want to try and keep everything. Try and keep everything in view. Watch the cups, watch the beans, watch the spoon, watch everything. All I have to do is take the spoon, tap, and when I do that, first bean vanishes completely, never to be seen again. I'm going to do that again. This is bean number 2 over here. Watch the second bean. It goes the same way. You just tap like that. The second bean vanishes completely. You can do the tapping. Would you like to do the magic tap there? I know that you would. All you have to do, just tap right there. Make the most magical noise you know. Wow. If I was a bean, I'd disappear. Look at that, it's gone. How amazing is that? You're probably wondering, where do they go? Well, they actually go right here underneath the cups. I know, shit just got real here, Reagan. Let's see if we can go one step further. Look, make sure I don't cheat. I'm going to put one underneath this cup. I'm going to put one underneath this cup, one underneath this cup. Reagan, let me ask you a question. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Watch this. One here, one here, one here. No cheating, no sleight of hand. All I have to do is this. Watch. I do all my own choreography. The second one goes like this. Watch. And it's done. You see, what happens is these 2 vanish from here. What? And all 3 of them travel underneath here. I know. Now, there's a problem with this. The problem is there's too much to watch. You've got 3 cups and beans and spoons. There's so much things to watch. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll only use 2 cups and 2 beans. We'll put that cup out the way and we'll put a bean out the way. Is that easier to follow? Say yes.
Yes.
Good. So, do you want to examine the cup or are you okay?
I do want to examine
Oh, you do want to examine the cup. Okay. Is that all right?
It's just a cup.
Take your time, we get paid by the hour. One goes underneath this one. Would you like to examine this cup or are you more trusting? No, you're not. That's fine. Okay. Are we done?
Yeah.
Good. This one goes underneath this cup. Now, the idea is very simple. You turn the handles the same way. That's what makes the magic work. You see, if the handles are the same way and you tap like this and you tap like this, the one you examined has the bean vanish and it goes right there underneath that one. There is a problem though. The problem is very simple. There's too many cups to follow, right? So I'm going to get rid of another cup. Now we're just going to use 1 bean, 1 cup. We'll get rid of that bean. It's so much. I won't even use the spoon. Just 1 cup, 1 bean, and a lot of magic. I'm going to try and do 10 magical moments in 1 minute. That's 1 magical moment every couple of seconds. Watch very carefully. All you have to do is say go.
Go.
That's when the bean disappears and goes underneath the cup. You're probably missing this. I'll do it again. You say go.
Go.
And again, the bean goes underneath the cup. Now I can keep doing this as much as I want to. I can put the bean in my pocket. It goes up the sleeve, across the chest, down underneath the cup. If I put the bean back into my pocket, lift up the cup. There it is. It goes back underneath there. Of course, if I want to, I can actually make the bean go back through the back of my hand into the cup like this. I'll let you see the moment it happens. Watch the bean sink down into the cup. It looks like that. Or I can take the bean, throw it up in the air, and have it go once again underneath the cup. You look so confused. Big finish. Let's bring those cups back. Big finish. We have 1 bean and we have 3 cups. Matt, is your choice. 1 bean, 3 cups. I'm going to have this bean go underneath one of the cups from my pocket. That's right, like I said before, it's just got real. That's number 1, that's number 2, that's number 3. Matt, it's your choice. Would you like it to go underneath 1, 2, or 3?
So confused.
That's the purpose of magic. 1, 2, or 3, which one do you want it to go under?
2.
2, that's the middle one, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you see it go?
No.
It went. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. We've still got 1 and 3, right? This time, Reagan, I'll let you choose. It's totally up to you. That's number 1, that's number 3. Which one would you like it to go under, 1 or 3? It's your choice.
Number 3.
That one there, you sure? Like that?
Yeah.
That would be number 3, just for you. There you go. You wanted it, you've got it. That makes the last one very hard because you know exactly where it's going to end up. It's going to go from my pocket underneath this one. Are you ready? One last time. 1, 2, 3. Any questions following this? Any questions? Because I haven't got a clue what's going on. Well, every trick needs a big finish. Have you heard of that? Every trick needs a big finish. Every trick does need a big finish. So if I'm going to go for a big finish, one last time, all I have to do is tap like that, and tap like that, and that's the big finish. Do you know why? because now the coffee beans are back, but they're 20 times bigger. That one's underneath that one, that one's underneath that one, and that one right there is underneath that one. Of course, if you really are going to go and make coffee beans, there's one more thing you need. You know what that is? It's right there underneath Reagan's ear. It's a bottle of Baileys, because we all love, obviously, we need two, because I know how much Reagan likes to drink, so that one can be for you, that one can be for you, and this one right here in the middle, that one will be for me. And that's the Irish coffee cups and beans.
Can I have them all?
Go on, take them all, Reagan. So there you go. I mean, there's really nothing else I can say about this set other than it is absolutely incredible. It really is. It is, for me, a front runner of the trick of the year. I don't see what's going to touch this. For me, I think this is going to be the trick of the year. I think this is going to be the trick of 2022. I think something's going to have to be really big and really awesome to match this. The quality is exceptional. The teaching is exceptional. Everything. And there's such an awesome learning curve. There's no reason why people can't watch and learn the cups and balls now, because you've been given every opportunity. You start off by learning the beginner routine. You go and perform that, you get experience performing that routine, then you take it up a level, then you take it up a level. Before you know it, you're going to be performing the whole thing. So I highly recommend it. There's an old expression in magic, you know, if you're into magic, if you want to be a professional magician, you should learn to perform the cups and balls. And to be honest, I agree, because learning the cups and balls teaches you misdirection, tempo, sleight of hand. There's so many things it teaches you. It's why Ryland has been doing the cups and balls since the age of 3 or 4. It's because very early on I wanted him to learn the cups and balls, because I understood how important it was for him as a young magician to learn the cups and balls if he wanted to get along. So if you don't do the cups and balls, really it's something that you should consider doing. I'm going to give this set 200%. I think it's incredible. I think that everybody should get it. The price is also very inexpensive. $250 seems like a steal when you consider everything that you actually get with this set. So it's not that expensive when you consider things in the grander scheme of things, but it looks absolutely amazing, and no stone has been left unturned. And I cannot wait to see what Vulpine and Adam Wilber are coming up with next, because they have set the bar so high with the coffee cups and beans. It's going to be a real struggle for them to top that. But if anybody can, Alex? Who's Alex? If anyone can, Adam and Felix will be able to top it. So there you go, guys. That is another review show special in the bag. Do me a favour, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Show some love to Vulpine and Adam Wilber down below. If you want to buy the coffee cups and beans, there is a description link up above that will take you directly to Vulpine's store, and you can get $100 worth of free magic if you buy it directly from Vulpine. If you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow at 2 o'clock with the shorts, 6 o'clock with live, 9 o'clock with what have I got going on? Oh, it's a 5x5. 9 o'clock is a 5x5. So I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.